Hello everybody, it's 812's Studios here, and a bit of a different video today. I thought that I would show you some of the locomotives that I have customised, mostly with, a Sharpie to add extra details to the engine. For example, couplings if they were left unpainted, and also add a few additional details like, in the case of a few engines, cab windows, and case of some others, rivets. But thought you might like to see some of the details I've added in closer detail in a sense. So we will start off with Flying Scotsman, Trackmaster Revolution. To focus, there we go. What have I done to Flying Scotsman? Put the black buffers and coupling. It's very faint because the running plate's such a dark green, but I have also done the lamp irons black and, full black, like on the Play-Rail models. I've also done the handrails black and a general touch-up to the black boiler bands. And then I redid the cab windows to make them look a bit more like Gordon, because of course they are based on the same locomotive. So that's pretty much all I did to Flying Scotsman. There will be similar amount of additional detailing I've done to each locomotive. Next up we've got Trackmaster 1 Stephen. Mainly just with the wheels, I thought that I would make them stand out a bit more, so I just did the spokes and middle part of the driving wheels as well. I mean, it kind of looks a bit like a Jaguar in a way, but I did do my best with him. But I personally think it improves the look magnificently. Not much on this flip-face James, because he's generally, a good model, and because he's rare as well, so I don't really want to alter him in, that substantially. But what I did do was I painted the what was a Sharpie, but I did the coupling hook black instead of grey, because I think that improves the look. I'm not sure about whether to do the lamp irons black as well. I also did the side of the cab roof black, but I've not done the inside of the cab because this camera does not like focusing. I cannot decide whether I should do that or not, because he's a rare model. I don't really want to alter him that much. Then with Rosie, the Play-Rail, it was really just, updating her cosmetically. So I redid the cab roof. It looks a bit bad because it hasn't been cleaned, but it has been done. And then the handrails I did black. I know, they look decent in white as well, but I personally think they look better in black. Plus my black Sharpie lasts longer than the awful white pen I was using recently. But yeah, but I redid her eyebrows and freckles as well. And that's a remnant of the detailing I did with that white pen. The steps on either side of the cab. Yeah, but I don't think it liked, the heat of this attic. So it gave up the ghost pretty early, so I'm not going to use it anymore. Now, Emily, it's really on the tender. So I touched up the underframes a bit more, but then I also did the coal rails black. Now, I personally think that improves the look enormously. And I also did the top of the coal rails black to blend in with the battery cover, which is of course the coal and water space. I mean, it might not be prototypical, but they're my engines and I can really do what I want with them. But on both sides and at the back, I mean, it looks alright on camera, but most of this is not the neatest job that I've done. Toby is just doing the, what was it focusing? Come on. There we go. I did the steps black on both sides, and then a while ago I did the rear lamp white. And that's a 2009 Toby, and then we've got a few Thomases. So we've got the Hyperglow Station Thomas, the Hyperglade Station set. With the Thomases, it's, there's a common theme going around. So we've got the buffers and coupling, and I've got the lamp irons, and the side of the cab. I've done this on almost all my Thomases, and I think it improves the realism of the model, even if this isn't really a realistic model. But and I also did the whole of the cab roof black, because they left chunks of plastic exposed to blue elements very much so, and I did the rear buffers. But yeah, the whole roof is now black, so it was originally like how it was on your old take along. It was not completely black. Just went up and touched that up. Same really with Treasure Thomas. I did the black cab side a while ago, and it didn't really need, a touch-up, so I left it as it is. I tried to get around the gold coin. You can see it, not the neatest, and it's a little bit more difficult when they've got these side graphics, but I did the best I could. Speaking of side graphics, we've got Thomas and the jet engine. I also did the side black. I actually went over some of the decals on some of the decal. Because it didn't really ruin the look too much, and over a couple of leaves as well. But I did go around that leaf, and I also took the helmet off because I think it looks better like this. And again, full cab roof and painted buffers and coupling and lamp irons. And then we've got probably the rarest engine I've got, to be honest with you. The Toby Angry Thomas, of course, the first Toby model to have a white footplate. And I was debating whether or not to custom this one, because like I say, and I'm sure you all know, he is a rare locomotive. But I decided, to just keep him in line with the rest of my models and add a few details. So I did the top of the lamp black, cab side again, all black, as well as the roof. I also did a black edge to the bunker and the top. Again, that's not prototypical, but it's really, all about the looks, in my eyes. And I also did some of the coal rails black, but it's mostly in between because it wouldn't have looked good. And, it represents, a realistic coal bunker in some form. However, that is not the case with this one, the birthday celebration, because this is a one made by Hit Toys, and the coal rails on the side are actually thicker. So I was able to do, not that neatly, but I was able to do the actual rails black, and the same general details, but I did the lamp irons too. And I'm not sure whether to paint the footplate white on that, because he's not really a common engine. And then we've got this interactive talking Thomas. Again, the same details on this one. And the roof as well. And there's a different design of buffers, but I did them black too. Then this Toby Skarloey. I did touch up a bit of the white lining with that pen. I also initially did white handrails, but I've since redone them in black, simply because it lasts longer. It's not really over preference, it's really about, the most ideal option. And I did repaint the sides of the buffer beam, the rear buffer beam, quite a long time ago, and it's not quite the same shade of red. I also did the rear fire hole gap, but the real Talifin didn't actually have that, but I thought, why not, eh? Why not? And I actually did them a different length, as you can see, because I volunteered on the real Talifin. I was cleaning her, polishing her paintwork, and the handrails were 2 different lengths, so I've recaptured that on Skarloey. Trackmaster 2 Streamline Thomas. I redid a bit of the cowling and dome and the cab roof too. Not the neatest because of the design and the rear of the roof actually, and then also did the rear lamp white, and I did the buffers black quite a while ago. They probably need to be redone. Now here is an engine that you've not seen on the channel before. This is a Play-Rail Ryan. Managed to get him for about 12 quid. Probably the best deal I've ever made. But yeah, I redid the eyebrows and some stuff along the footplate as well. I don't know whether I'll paint the middle wheel purple to match the rest of the engine. I did the handrails black, the coal rails black, and then on the back, I've not done the buffer beam red yet. I might do that in the future, but I did the buffers, coupling hook, more on the coal rails. Not the neatest job I know, but also the vacuum pipe. Very rare for a Trackmaster engine to have a vacuum pipe, but that's something else I did. And then probably the most substantially altered is Trackmaster 1 Luke, who is here. So as you can see, I did the rivets on the side of the cab and the saddle tank, as well as a handrail on the top of the water filler cap. Redid the roof, and I also did the running plate black, which I think makes a massive difference. And then I did do a fake little coupling, as well as the buffers white, and on the back too. And also did rear windows and a lamp, and front cab windows. They weren't lined out in white initially, I added that later on. But those buffers probably need to be redone. Also some rivets on the front of the saddle tank. Yeah, I think massive improvement. And I touched up a bit of the white lining. Diesel. Just a few added white details like handrails and coupling rods. Again, I think, it looks nice with them. Yeah, I've got quite a few engines to show you in this video. Now, Salty's interesting because I initially did all of these details on white. You can still see a few remnants of the white Sharpie I used, but, all the handrails and the security locks. And I initially did the steps white as well. Not sure if you can see any remnants. But I redid them black because the white was coming off quite rapidly. It's the same for the handrails on the top. But, yep. And then, this might look like a Trackmaster 2 Gordon to you, but this is actually my 87546 custom. All I really did to make him 87546, my version of him, was to make the side cab windows just one window by putting in a bit of black in between. I did a bit of additional black on the cab roof, and that was really it. And then here's my 2009 Spencer. I redid the nameplate, and I did a bit of black edge on the wheel. Again, I think that really brings the model to life, as well as black handrails, and on the side of the cab too. Redid the lamp irons black on the other side too, and I added front cab windows. And then we've got interactive talking Percy. Did the black leaf spring and on the toolbox, lamp irons and buffers. I redid the lining on the saddle tank as well, because the original one, some bits, it did not line up properly to the border bands. So I ended up redoing the whole thing. And then the side of the cab did it black too. I've not done the cab roof yet. I'll do that later on. I've got the Play-Rail Busy Bee James. Well, all I've really done to it is did the side of the cab, the visible section. I did that black. Again, really brings the model to life. I'm not sure whether I'll paint the battery cover black, but that's something I'll decide upon in the future. And this is the Percy from the Water Tower set. Again, very similar to interactive talking Percy, where I did the leaf springs, but I did the top of them as well. I'm not sure whether I'll redo the boiler bands or not. And like with Thomas and the Jet Engine, I noticed earlier I went around some of the artwork to do the entrance to the cab black. I don't think it looks too bad, to be honest. I think it blends in very well. So yeah. Again, one of the more recent additions to the collection, Stafford. No, it's just rivet detailing on the front and the back, as well as the grab rails on his cab doors. Almost at the end now, but here's my 2009 Gordon, and this is probably the most substantially customed engine I'm showing you today. It did the footplate white, and they did the tops of the lamp irons black. I'm yet to get around to doing the whole thing. I redid the eyebrows, and I did the handrail white. Personally, it stands out more than silver, and I redid the lining on the boiler and the splashes. And that's pretty much it. I don't use the Skarloey very often now because he's in rather poor condition, as you can see, with the decal on the tender and the coupling between loco and tender. So I'll probably replace him, but he works okay. Finally, we've got my 2009 Sir Handel. It's very faint, but I did do the sides of the cylinder red, but they haven't really they've not really lasted, to be honest with you. And then did the buffers and the coupling, redid the eyebrows, and then added tiny cab windows at the front. Again, I initially did the handrails white. As you can see, there are a few remnants of that white Sharpie, but then I redid them black. Did rear cab windows, and of course the handle does have a gap where you can see the firebox. I did that black. And then I also did the rear wheels black to blend in with the driving wheels because they were originally blue, and I redid a bit of lining as well. So I have customised quite a few engines that you're not seeing at the moment, but I may show you them in the future video whereby they have been, like altered so they look better than they used to. But hopefully you enjoyed this video and you would like to see another one similar, so that's all from me. Bye bye for now.